Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 19th. This week, you have this Unlocking Solutions card. It says, through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you're hoping for. You have this Crow Spirit. It says, you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. So, love it, Gemini. There definitely could be some blessed experiences coming in for you, and it could just be a positive outcome that's coming in for you here, Gemini. We're getting closer to your birthday period. So, definitely, or this week is your birthday. So, happy birthday, Geminis. But like I said, definitely could be a lot of happiness because of it. Everybody's had the tower, so it wouldn't really surprise me if there was like a global tower moment kicking off this week. Again, we're going to see a lot of them between now and like 2033. So, doesn't really surprise me at all. Wouldn't even worry about it. Like I said, whenever everyone has the tower, I never really worry about it necessarily because, everybody has it. So there you go. You have the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. This is coming up in your current general energies. The Queen, I just kind of feel like a nice energy on this Queen of Cups. Like, the Queen of Cups is a card of, can be a card of like trusting your intuition, a card of following your heart, a card, kind of a card of self-care. She would definitely take good care of herself and nurture herself. That's really what I feel for you this week here, Gemini. I almost feel like this is you. And yes, I understand that it represents a water sign, but I feel like you are embracing the energy of the Queen of Cups in your reading. It's like you're taking care of yourself, you're following your intuition, you're allowing yourself to be guided, and all those other great things with this card. So like I said, I do feel pretty good about this energy, but really all I feel is that it's kind of like you. You have the Ace of Wands. Definitely could be some sort of solution. You have that Unlocking Solutions card. It says you will create a successful outcome you are hoping for. You have the Four of Cups in the next row. So Four of Cups can say that you've tried to do something multiple times before and haven't been successful. And, the Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. So a lot of you could be discovering like new ways of creating success in like whatever area of your life you are trying to create success in. This could be work, business, whatever. And wherever you're trying to create success, you could be doing that with this Ace of Wands energy. And that is definitely what I would focus on here with the Ace of Wands, is like creating more success, stability, security, all those other good things. And I feel that here. The Ace of Wands is also kind of like starting a fire, like feeling very motivated in your life, or something is kind of like capturing your attention, because the Ace of Wands can just be like that spark of hope or that spark of inspiration. And there definitely could be like some sort of spark of hope this week. You have the Ten of Wands. Almost everyone has also had like cards like the Ten of Wands if they haven't had the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is carrying a heavy burden. He's about to reach his home here, though. Like, I always say this is a good card because he's about to have his harvest and he's about to release those wands. He planted those wands. But sometimes I feel that he cannot see the forest through the trees, right? All those wands are in front of his face, so he can't really see how close he is to accomplishing his goal. And maybe that's what you need to realize, is that you are very close. You even have the Eight of Pentacles going this way. And Eight of Pentacles is just straightforward, diligent work. Just putting the work in to make something happen. And I kind of feel that for you here, Gemini, where it's like you are putting the work in to make something happen in your life. And I do feel that will be, of course, very good for you to just, be putting the work in and, making success happen, or whatever you want to call it. Again, there might be some burdens that you have to put down, though. The Ten of Wands, I do feel that sometimes we have to look at our burdens and we have to make sure that our responsibilities are our own. So if we are carrying the burdens of other people, we definitely should be very careful of doing that, and we should release any burdens that are not ours, right? So let's see what is going on for you. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent like a separation or walking away from something. But I think a lot of people are doing this. Even just a couple days ago, I'm recording this on the 14th. It'll be published on the 15th, this video. But a couple days ago, we had that full moon in Scorpio. And, I think everybody was pretty much asked to walk away from something or cut something out. The full moon in Scorpio, it's all about like our inner truth. And so a lot of us have to, we were kind of asked to move closer to what the truth is for us. And that could include cutting things out that no longer serve you, cutting things out that the truth is you don't want to be doing any longer, and all that stuff. And you could be doing that still. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, definitely some sort of victory. Could be a big win coming in for you. Like I said, you have that Crow Spirit says that, it says you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. This could be that you are having a victory, or you could be getting news that you are winning or having a win in your life. So I do really like to see this Six of Wands for you. I also feel like there's a lot of support. The white horses in the tarot represent support from the right people. And so a lot of you could be like feeling more supported, or you could be feeling like your journey is supported with that card. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Hermit. The Hermit can represent being in hermit mode, of course. He is in hermit mode. He's got his inner light right here. And maybe it's time for you to put those burdens down and, step into the light. He needs to shine that light that he's holding up in front of him out all over the place. That light is his inner light, but he's keeping it trapped inside this lantern. So I feel that it's kind of time for some of you to open up. Even in your next row for what's coming in for you, you have this Sun card. It says your perseverance is rewarded. You also have this black cat that says your luck will soon change, which is great. Definitely seems to be a lucky time for you, but the Sun is, the biggest light that we have. And so I think that for a lot of you, that you're being asked to step into the light. We've been talking a lot about luck for you, Gemini. And when you have Jupiter in your sign, which you will until the middle of June, that can definitely bring in some luck into your life, or it can bring in kind of like lucky circumstances or something like that. And also with Jupiter in your sign, it makes sense that I'm saying step into the light, because Jupiter causes us to expand, and that could include getting a lot of attention. But again, it's not going to magically happen. We have to work with astrology. We have to make these things happen. And if you're doing things to stand out or to get attention, then you will. But you have to do it. So that's what I would do there. You have the Four of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Tower. Four of Cups can say that you've tried something like 3 times before, and now you're getting another opportunity to do something, but he's not accepting this opportunity because he has failed like 3 times before. But really, what he needs to do is add what he learned from these 3 to this 1 cup, and he will have a much better outcome. So the Four of Cups is kind of about, really making sure that you're applying everything that you've learned in your life to something new that's entering into your life to create a more positive outcome. And again, you have these great cards that say, that you are going to have a successful outcome. There are blessed experiences coming in, but, I would allow this blessed experience to enter into your life. Like, you have to accept that cup into your life. And, the Four of Cups is about improvements. It's not saying you are making improvements. It's, some people say this is the card of thinking the grass is greener on the other side, right? Like, he is hoping that something will be an improvement, but he hasn't found that improvement. I feel like you are finally finding improvements. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent work. I would definitely say it seems to me like this week is very straightforward, simple, to the point. It's even a lot of people have had messages that have been saying, keep it simple, don't overcomplicate things, work on things the simple way. And if you do that, you will be very successful. Again, he's working on these 8 pentacles, but he's just doing one thing. He is working on one project, one idea, and he's not doing like a million things at once. So I feel for a lot of you that this is about kind of like, working on one thing at a time. And if you do that, I feel things will go very well for you. I also think if you kind of like do what works in your life, things will go well. On top of all that, I feel, Gemini, I'm pretty sure in your last reading, I was saying something to you about you getting paid for work that you've already done. So the Eight of Pentacles can represent material success on the horizon, or it can say that you're getting some sort of reward for work that you've already done in your life, which would be great. You have the Tower. Again, like I said, I think there could be some sort of global tower moment that's happening in the world. Every time this happens, something happens. Last time the Pope died, so I don't know. There, could be some sort of global tower moment. The other thing is that the Tower with the Four of Cups could just say that you have had multiple tower moments, and now you are choosing to rebuild something new after having multiple tower moments. And again, with that Four of Cups, I think that that could be a good idea for you. One thing I am getting here, Gemini, as well, is we go up to the Two of Swords, to the Magician. The Two of Swords can represent being stuck in a stalemate, but the Magician would be about you attracting a better outcome. So if you feel like you're stuck in something, like as far as making a decision is concerned, or as far as doing something with your life is concerned, I feel that you could be creating a better outcome when you don't think that there will be a better outcome. Again, she's only seeing that she has two choices. So, but there's something here about a better outcome, obviously. With the Four of Cups, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands, card of conviction. Seven of Wands says when you know that something is for you, when you believe something deep down inside, that's when it is truly for you. So you could be really working on your beliefs. Like the Four of Cups is saying, if you're getting the opportunity to do something again in your life, you need to make that full 110% commitment. And if you make that commitment, you will be successful. So, don't be afraid to commit with these cards. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be a card of conflict and competition. Definitely something that I think Gemini could be dealing with. Again, Jupiter in your sign makes you expand, gets you more attention, which can be good, but also can lead to jealousy or competition. And I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is saying, don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it, right? Because you just do your work with the Eight of Pentacles. And if you do that, then you will be much more successful. The Five of Wands is like a distraction. It's just being distracted. I always say the positive side of the Five of Wands is that we can learn from the competition. We can look at the competition. We shouldn't compare ourselves to the competition, but we can see what they're doing, what they're not doing, and we can fill in the gaps. And if we do that, we will become much more successful. With the Tower, you have the Six of Pentacles here. This could be you leaving a situation that is where you are being breadcrumbed. This doesn't have to be love either. If you have a job where you're not getting paid your worth, you could be deciding, hey, you know what? I'm not getting paid what I deserve, and it's time for me to look for something else. It could be anything. But I feel for a lot of you that that's what this is saying. The other thing I would say with this in the Tower and the Four of Cups, that sometimes I think with the Four of Cups, we can be working towards something and we put a bunch of energy into it and it fails, right? This could be like a project or something you're working on that has failed multiple times. And the Six of Pentacles is like you saying, how much more energy do I have to give this thing to get it to work? And I would say the good news is that it looks to me like not much more. So I kind of do get a little bit of this perseverance feeling on the Six of Pentacles. I feel like it's saying, if you've been trying to make something happen, anything in any area of life, this is saying don't give up. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this hawk spirit. It says, let spirit be your guide. You have this lizard spirit. It says, dream the world into being. Yeah, with the Magician, is definitely a very good card for using your powers of manifestation, using your imagination to kind of visualize the life you want to live. And I feel that would be great with those two cards. You have the Page of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Strength card. I feel like you're getting curious about something with the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of curiosity and looking into things and asking a lot of questions. So I feel curiosity about whatever it is that you're working on would be a good idea. This could also, I kind of do feel, well, let me say this. If we get the Ten of Cups or the Three of Cups in this reading, that would be very good. Intuitively, I feel that with this Page of Swords. I feel like this could be a person who's becoming interested in you, but not necessarily in love. I feel this could be a person, a mentor, or, a person that wants to help you. And, if you are finding any mentors this week, or, if there's a person that wants to help you, I think that would be a good thing for you to explore with the Page of Swords. But also with this card here, Dream the World into Being, I feel like the Page of Swords, again, childlike. He isn't necessarily committing to his dream, but he is asking a lot of questions about it. He is researching it and all that other good stuff. So I think it would be a good week to look into your dream. You have the Two of Swords. I feel like some sort of stuck stalemate thing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it here. It's this is something that definitely needs to change here, Gemini. I feel like it will, because you have that Magician here. But it's you're stuck between a rock and a hard place with some sort of decision that you're trying to make right now, is kind of what I feel with this Two of Swords. It's that's really the feeling I get on the card. The Two of Swords wants us to trust our intuition. She's wearing this blindfold, and the blindfolds in the tarot represent needing to trust your intuition. So your intuition could definitely be trying to guide you at this time, or it's trying to get you to move in a certain direction. And I would definitely follow your intuition with this energy. But I also feel that, some of you need to realize that you can create a positive outcome to any choices that you're trying to make with the Magician. The Magician sometimes says that we have to become a different person. And it's not like you are changing. It's not like you're being different. It's more like there might be certain traits that we have to enhance to be successful in life with the Magician. So, if we've never taken the lead in life, maybe we need to become more of a leader. If we are bad with money, maybe we need to embrace the energy of being better with money. And that's kind of the feeling I get with those two cards. You have the Strength card. I feel like you've been waiting for something here with the Strength card. The Strength card is a card of patience, and it's a card of working on yourself. You probably, with, again, Jupiter in your sign, there's no doubt about it, you probably have done a lot of work on yourself, a lot of inner work, a lot of healing, and all that other good stuff. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be healing with the Strength card, or you have been doing some healing. The Strength card is a card of patience, though. So this is something that you've been doing for a long time, where you've been working on yourself for a long time, or you've been working on healing for a long time. And again, I feel it's been a long time. I can't make this up. With the Page of Swords, you have the Seven of Cups. Cracks me up. Seven of Cups is the big dream in your life. He is dreaming. We read this card as being spoiled for choice, but really he is imagining something he wants. And he is imagining all the good things and bad things. There are good things and bad things in these cups. And so he isn't really taking action on his dream. He's just imagining it. And I kind of feel that for you, Gemini, where it's maybe you are just imagining things. But I do think, normally when I get this card, I would tell the person I'm reading for to just take action. Stop thinking about it. But, again, with that Page of Swords, I actually think it would be a good time for you to, if you have something you want to accomplish that's big, that seems hard, then I feel this card is saying that, taking your time and asking a lot of questions. By asking questions, you could be doing your own research or looking into things. And I feel doing that would be very beneficial for you with this card. With the Two of Swords, you have the King of Wands. Yeah, again, you have that Unlocking Solutions card, and it says, through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you were hoping for. Two of Swords is sometimes, I think, is a card of mediation. It's two sides coming to an agreement, right? And I kind of feel that with the Two of Swords, with the Unlocking Solutions card, with this King of Wands. The King of Wands could say that you're taking the lead in a negotiation or something that you're working on, or some sort of rock in a hard place decision that you're trying to make. The King of Wands really wants you to have courage and wants you to be brave, bold, assertive, wants you to stick up for yourself and all those other things. So if you're in, this could be you are in a negotiation, or you are trying to negotiate something. I think being brave, bold, and assertive, sticking up for yourself would be great. With the Strength card, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a card of the Wounded Warrior. Nine of Wands is a card of putting up boundaries, of course, as well. So I think setting healthy boundaries with the Nine of Wands is always a good idea. Definitely with, in the past, with the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, this way, I'll show you. Five of Swords, Five of Wands. The Nine of Wands is saying that you're not giving up. Didn't I say that on the Six of Pentacles? I'm pretty sure I said something about not giving up or perseverance on the Six of Pentacles. That's not even what the Six of Pentacles represents, but the Nine of Wands definitely represents perseverance. And I was getting that feeling here, Gemini, where it's you need to not give up on something that you've been trying to create. Probably because, you have this crow spirit that says you'll soon receive news that will bring some blessed experiences into your life. It's saying, don't give up because you're about to get some good news. You have this Accept Responsibility card and this Face Your Fears card. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So this is good for sure. You could be accepting responsibility, but you could also be facing some fears. Sometimes fear is the thing that holds us back from success. And, obviously if you're facing those fears, you could be overcoming that, which would be great. You have the Magician, the Eight of Swords, and the Death card. The Magician is you creating your own reality. The Magician is a card of manifestation. So a lot of you could be working on that. It's also a card of reinvention. It's like I get that feeling for you, Gemini, that there is an energy that you need to match to get what you want, basically, with that Two of Swords as well. It's like if you could just be bold and assertive, even like I'm not saying fake it till you make it, but I am saying step into that energy. And I feel that will change a lot with the Magician. I always pull the card that he's pointing to. We're going to say it's this one. You have this frog spirit. It says clear out the clutter. I said it on the Eight of Pentacles. I definitely think it's a week where we should be clearing out the clutter. We should be keeping things simple. We should not be overcomplicating things. And, when we overcomplicate things, that is clutter. So, I feel that. The frog is also a symbol of transformation and metamorphosis. And so is the Magician. So you definitely are undergoing some sort of like big change personally. And it looks really, really good. You have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords can be self-imposed restriction. She is stuck in these 8 swords and she needs to set herself free. But the Eight of Swords is coming up in the good stuff. So if you have been feeling stuck or trapped or bound in a situation, a lot of you could finally be setting yourself free this week. And, it looks really, really good if you do that. You have the Death card. The Death card is a transformation or a change. And the Death card can just say that you are undergoing a rebirth. Definitely in the good stuff, it can say that you're kind of getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. He has this white rose on his banner here. And the white rose on the Death card can just represent the light at the end of the tunnel. It's like you're finally seeing that you're getting to the end of your difficult journey or whatever this is, whatever's been going on here. And that's pretty much it. That's all I get on the Death card. With the Magician, you have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. But in the good stuff, it would say that you are ending some sort of round-and-round situation. So the Nine of Swords can just represent repeating something over and over and over again. But when we get the Nine of Swords, we can we are basically stopping that when it comes up in the good stuff. So I do like to see that. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, the Ten of Swords and the good stuff would be good. It would say that you are having a blessing in disguise. He is making this symbol with his hand right here. And that symbol is the same symbol the Hierophant is making. It represents a blessing. And so after, like I said, this reading looks to me like after a difficult period of time, you are stepping into some blessings. Like I said, that first card says that you will receive news that brings blessed experiences into your life. So that makes sense. This could also say that if you're thinking about letting go of something, that, releasing something that no longer serves you could be the thing that is bringing blessed experiences into your life. With the Death card, you have the Moon. We have the 2 pillars from the Moon on the Death card, and the Sun is coming up between those 2 pillars. Even the Moon in the good stuff to me represents clarity. So if you have been lacking clarity, or if you have not been able to see things clearly with that Moon card, or if you've been unsure of what steps to take, it's almost like you are finally seeing what steps you need to take in your life. You have this Valley. It says deep personal strength that assures success. King of Wands, probably. You are probably developing strength that assures success in your life. And I would just keep doing that for sure. You have this Turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. I would still be careful. We had Mars retrograde last year and into this year. And even though Mars isn't still retrograde, and even though we're past the shadow, I would still say that I think everybody needs to be careful of any bozos out there. We need to avoid them. We need to avoid people who do stupid stuff and, all that other stuff. You have this Needle and Thread. It says, a sincere wish will be granted. How amazing is that? Definitely could be you getting some sort of wish fulfillment or, having wish granted. You have this Older Man. It says dealing with relationships with an older man. And you have this Fly. It says a period of ill health or depression. Some of you could be dealing with a person who's like having a period of ill health or depression. I also am getting here, Gemini, that if you're dealing with a person and you're not sure what is wrong, sometimes we have a person in our lives. It's like we can tell that something's wrong, but they're not saying it. And, if you have that feeling about a friend or, someone that or your spouse or something, then I would say something could definitely be up and, you could be helping this person. You have this 4-leaf clover. It says great good fortune on it. Yeah, we see, again, it's weird reading. It's like there are challenging cards, but it's good at the same time. So it kind of tells me, I would describe this reading as a squeeze reading. It's like you have been stuck in the squeeze for a long time. And, it's like when you're being born, it's like you have to push through the squeeze to pop out on the other side. And, really, I think that's where this reading is going, is that you've been in the squeeze and you're kind of like rebirthing with the death card or popping out on the other side. But looks pretty interesting. And so thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.